All right, so here we are with the Kissena Fall Classic Cat 5 field. This is my 5th race of the year and my very first season racing. So yeah, just a little caveat right off the bat. I do not know too much, but I'm definitely learning through racing, and this race I actually got a pretty decent result, so pretty happy with it. A few people reached out to me after the race that saw I was recording and asked for the footage, so finally got through to an edit here. So right off the bat, people are ripping it a little bit, stringing out a little bit in the front. I'm trying to stay towards the front in this race. Did one other Prospect Park race, which is where this is at this year. Kind of rolling off the front here. Now I'm doing a little bit of power, 450, 300, high 300s. Now I'm chilling out a little bit towards threshold. Yeah, just kind of rolling off the front. This little steady downhill, people seem to always let up on Cat 5 fields, so that has been a really easy place for me to move up and kind of get it going here. Looking ahead, getting my head down. There we go. Look behind me. Flicking the elbow for this dude. There's definitely some major bike handling discrepancies in this field, so keeping my eyes out. I've been riding bikes since I was a kid and grew up in Colorado doing lots of mountain biking and things like that, so I'm relatively confident in my bike handling, but always can't account for what other people do. Keep an eye out for those yellow jerseys in this field. The most legendary jerseys of the day, without a doubt. This guy needs a beer, it says on the... Shout out to Hans and Danny, the 2 guys on that team you can see on the right here. Oop, this guy kind of took the wheel in front of me because I was slacking. Yeah, watching the footage back on this race, which I knew I was doing a little bit, I was definitely doing a lot of the like side of the peloton dangle where I wasn't quite on a wheel. Hopping in and out. Definitely trying to stay safe, but also was trying to stay up in the front, which is kind of tricky as people are rotating through and power's kind of spiking and going up and down. So like right here, I'm eating a little wind for sure. Then I'm moving up. See that little gap in the front, so maybe I'm trying to hop up to that wheel. Oh yeah, and I should note, this is pretty much the last race of the season. Not even pretty much. This is the last road race of the season in the New York City area. So quite a few people came out to this. I actually ended up signing up day of for this race. I missed that deadline the night before and still really wanted to go. So I woke up at 4:30 and signed up day of, brought some cash. And I'm glad I did, because I ended up doing pretty well in this race. So there's a jogger's lane on the left here. You can see that double white line, and there's one on the right as well. And if you cross those in this race, that is a disqualification if it gets reported or if people see you doing it. So got to be careful with that. And as you can see in the crazy New York City area, there are pedestrians left and right. There are people on electronic scooters and whatever hoverboard type of contraption you can imagine. Even recreational cyclists are still allowed out here at this time, so it is kind of ridiculous, I know, but that is what happens. Runner on the left. So I'm kind of just sliding by here. I'm doing some power for sure. I don't know what I was thinking really, but I'm definitely rolling off the front. Now I'm using the power down a little bit, still way above threshold. But this hill is only about a minute, so I guess I can burn a couple matches. The Cat 5 field's only 5 laps, which ends up being about 17 miles. So this is the top of the hill. You turn a left here, and at the bottom of this small descent, that is the finish line. So of course that will be important for later in the race. The one small pinch point it seems like on this course is right here, this little left-hander. If you get caught too far on the right, there's that sign there. Last race I did here, I got a little pinch there, and that was pretty scary. You could hit that sign going 40 miles an hour. I liked this guy in the green jersey's wheel throughout the day. He seems like a pretty solid rider. Kind of dropping the wheel a little bit though, right as I say that, but doing some power now. Jeez. 700 watch. Oh!
Careful, dude.
Yeah, I came up with a little speed there. And those guys were kind of slowing down at the same time. Hindsight, I should have definitely gone right and just carried my speed past them, but maybe I was a little boxed on the right and we couldn't see. Always once you turn a left up here though, you start a kind of gradual rolling descent, and people seem to let up in the Cat 5 field like I said earlier, so you can kind of usually carry momentum down. As these speeds pick up above 30 miles an hour on this descent, people get a little sketchy in the Cat 5 field. I think they just get a little nervous going that type of speed. And people do some weird shit, especially on the bottom of this descent. But when I actually look back at this footage, I was pretty much in the front third of the peloton the entire day. The entire day as in 40 minutes. There were these two women right here you can see in the white jersey and the almost looking Belgian flag jersey on the left here. And I'm just passing. They are strong. They were ripping it. Here I go, kind of doing another side of the peloton rip. I think I was just nervous being too far back at certain times, and in these Cat 5 fields you can kind of get away with this, but I'm sure as I cat up, I'm definitely not going to be able to do that. I would just be wasting a ridiculous amount of energy. Another thing of note is I am a very tall rider. Definitely not a big rider. I'm 6'6", but about 75 kilos, so very tall, very skinny. And that is definitely a consideration for me in these races because I can draft some people and not others. Ooh, I put in a little attack here. Forgot about this. Ooh, hit 1,000 watts for a second. I think that was my peak power of this race actually, which is kind of hilarious. And this guy rips by me, carried some speed. And I remember turning around here and people were pretty much already on my wheel. So I just hopped over to the left. Continued being on the pedals a little bit, but just let them catch me again, and I'm going to try to hop back in the draft here. When I was looking back at this footage earlier, editing these angles and stuff before I did the voiceover, I was wondering what was in this guy's jersey in the green. Oh yeah, Major Taylor. Over there in the bike lane for a second, but he was actually just throwing a nice snot rocket, trying to be considerate of the peloton and not blowing a snot right in our face. So every time people seem to put in a little bit of an effort on this hill. For a second I was kind of sagging the climb at the beginning there, trying to save some energy. I still am, kind of sitting high threshold. Yeah. Danny, one of the guys in the yellow, this guy needs a beer jersey. That's his buddy on the right that's yelling every lap on the hill. What a legend. Fan of the day award for sure. Once again, that's kind of that sketchy pinch point. I think I had to hit a little bit of brake right there, which I wasn't happy about. But once again, hitting a downhill, and I'm just kind of keeping the chain tight. Barely doing any power, but getting by these people. Oh, now I'm doing power. Psych. Whoop, I put in an attack here. Trying to get way down. As I said, I'm a super tall guy, so I'll eat a lot of wind if I'm not careful. Tucking in, and then I realize people are kind of right there, so I sit up. Let them get past me, and I'm going to hop back into the line in a sec here. I hear people hitting some brakes there again. That is one of the scariest things to me about a Cat 5 peloton. People are just slamming brakes left and right. Hey, those are not UCI legal socks, Mr. All Black. Nobody gives a shit in Cat 5, especially. Easy, easy on the pedals again right now. People are kind of letting up into like zone 2 and lower. Me telling Hans I like his jersey. It's so crazy seeing runners and other cyclists and stuff on a race course, but this race starts at about 6:40 in the morning as it is. People start getting there around 5:30 a.m. So that means you're waking up at like 4 a.m. Major Taylor yelling at some people again. Come on a straight line, go forward. Now these two guys that just passed us on the right aren't even in the race. One of those guys is on a fixed gear with no helmet on. Getting up by a fixed gear, as I just said. Trying to hop back onto some of the wheels in the front here. Unfortunately, that dude in front of me with the light is really small, so I would not be getting much of a draft off of him, so I'm trying to hop over left onto this guy's wheel. Getting towards the base of Prospect Park Hill here, as you can see on that map on the right. Kind of right as that starts to ease left is the beginning of the hill. So rolling into the hill easy, and then pretty much right off the bat into like 500 watts, 200 watts. $500 again of me trying to close that gap, back down to 100. Super surgy right now. There's that guy on the fixed gear on the left. We're finally passing him. He's riding in the jogger's lane. Now here are these two super strong women passing me on the left and the right, ripping it. Coasting, coasting, coasting. Super weird. And that woman just popped me off the wheel too, so now I'm eating wind and coasting. So give it a little surge. Trying to pop up a few wheels. Trying to slot in here, I think. Certainly could race this smarter. That is for sure. But as I think I said earlier, this is only my 5th race ever. So got a lot to learn. This time I'm not making up too many wheels on this part, just kind of hanging in there. But my heart rate is coming down. But yeah, everybody's kind of spread out when we're getting over 30 miles an hour. Hopped a little something on the left there, I'm not sure what that was. Now I got pushed super wide. I'm now trying to hop back in. But yeah, I got pushed wide in this corner and losing tons of wheels. So now I'm having to do 600 watts for a second, back down into 400 to hop back onto this wheel. Just lost a bunch of momentum by taking that too wide. Guy flies by with an attack, but immediately gives up when he gets to the front of the peloton. I guess he thought he kind of got squeezed by the jogger's lane there. That was unfortunate. There goes Danny on the right there. Hans also on the right in those yellow jerseys, and I'm like marking those dudes. And that guy did a sketchy move over to the right. So I think I just said watch your line. But by that, these guys kind of lost their momentum by that guy flicking over to the right. So they're kind of just on the front now, but I think they were trying to attack off the front and that didn't really fly. So I'm making sure I'm kind of towards the front here just in case anybody throws an attack that I think is worth hopping on. But otherwise, I'm just trying to stay for the front just in case it comes down to a sprint. Of course, we have one more lap to go after crossing the finish line though. These two guys in the front just kept bumping and bumping. Stupid, guys. There's plenty of room behind him. Yeah, they were kind of bumping for no reason, so told him not to be stupid. He could literally hop in. I'm doing 600 watts, trying to hang on to this group up here. Yeah, people are going pretty hard on this climb. Second to last lap here. Especially the smaller people are kind of ripping it. I remember at this point thinking it wasn't worth it to totally go all in. Okay, we got one more lap to go, so no need to send Prospect Park Hill full blast right now, were my thoughts. Last lap, as you can hear with the bell. So you can tell right off the bat on the last lap, everybody's kind of getting in there. Trying to gain places up to the front, making sure they're in the front of the race. Just definitely got a little more nervous noticeably after that bell. I'm gaining a bunch of places on the right here again. I knew I needed to get up to the front as much as possible, pretty much. With a small buffer of 4 or 5 wheels in front of me if possible. even up to 10, kind of like I'm probably about to get right now. But definitely knew I needed to move up a little bit. Carrying a little more speed, 35 miles an hour, 36. And now everybody kind of went off the pedals. Telling people to watch right as that guy might be attacking. Just watching these wheels in front of me, there's a couple sketchy lines going on, so gotta be careful.
Right.
Got an attack there on the left. I don't know why I said right. Starting to see a little cross-eyed. Maybe not. Only 160 beats per minute. So a bunch of riders moving up here. I'm getting washing machine back a little bit, but
Right here, guys.
told those guys I was there and they let me split the gap, so that worked out for me. Sometimes it's worth a shot. It's a little communication, I guess.
Watch the right.
Another attack kind of going on the right. So watch those two dudes on the right there. The two white jerseys, kind of beige and white, they just start going off the front there. And so they go into a 2 or 3 man break that kind of starts ripping it. And we've got about a quarter of a lap to make it to Prospect Park Hill. Staying on this brown jersey here. Seems like a pretty good wheel he's moving up. This guy's trying to pop in there too, though. So there he is again. He's trying to move up, so hopping onto the wheel, trying to conserve as much energy. Ooh, pops into the jogger's lane. Kind of a sketchy move. So now people are starting to get it. Hitting the bottom of this hill, I'm trying to get up on this guy's wheel on the left here because he is moving up. I can tell he's about to hit it. So then he eases up. These two people on the left were catching right now. Those were the two riders in the break, and I see that everybody's slowing down, so I nuke it. 700 watts right by the guys that were in the break. And I didn't know if that would work. I look behind me and I've got a 5 bike length plus gap and it keeps growing. Ripped by this guy on this hoverboard, one wheel, whatever the hell. And this moto up in front of me. I'm the first rider with, I don't know, 500 meters to go right now. So I send an early flyer. Keep looking behind me and I kind of don't believe it. Still got a gap. And I am pinned. Getting towards max heart rate. Just ripping as many watts as I possibly can. I know the finish line's right around the corner on this downhill. 400 watts, 27 miles an hour, solo. Ripping it, just trying to keep this gap open as wide as possible. Then Danny rips it by me. I try to hop on his wheel, but he's just going too fast. I'm seeing cross-eyed. I remember standing up like around right here and I looked down and I was only doing 400 watts. So Danny pops me probably about 200 meters before the line. He takes the W. I get second. I'm stoked. The sprint rolls by me just a couple meters after I finish, so got second, my best result ever. I'm super stoked with it. I'm cheesing away. I roll up on Danny here on the right.
Yeah, man. Good work, brother.
Congratulations.
Popped me on that last one, bro. Are you in the front? Yeah. Was that your first dub? Yeah.
His first win.
You. I like your guys' jerseys, bro. Fucking legendary.
The best jerseys of the day. And that is it. 2025 Kissena Fall Classic. Thanks for checking it out.